Now then, it's time for our daily press review on the programme. The French paper is, of course, full of the transition into the next phase with the end of the first part of the lockdown here in France. As Alison Sargent tells us, they're greeting it with a mix of nostalgia, uncertainty and gratitude.
As France ends this nearly 2-month lockdown period, many papers are taking a moment to recognize the essential workers that made it possible for us to get through it. Thank you for everything. That's the front page headline from 20 Minutes. Papers saluting healthcare workers, but also cashiers, custodians, delivery drivers, volunteers. If we're starting up again, it's thanks to them. Those words on the front page of Le Parisien today. That paper is being sold along with a single-use mask today for readers in the Paris area. France's Catholic paper La Croix is taking a look back at this unprecedented collective experience. The paper asked 100 people what they would be taking away from the lockdown. You can read several answers on their front page today. An incredible adventure, the value of human life, and with that, a desire for fewer plans and more living. For Libération, today doesn't mark the return to normal, but the return to abnormal. With this two-zone system, France is now divided between red and green, but really the paper says the country is entering a total gray area. Half free, half constrained. The end of the lockdown, they say, is not going to be a party. And indeed, for communist paper L'Humanité, this is the start of, quote, freedom under surveillance. The paper invites readers to think about what changes they want to see in this new post-virus world, and they warn that we can't let that debate get stifled. For business paper L'Opinion, the French are de-confined but defiant. The front page cartoon from the paper shows President Macron faced with the unions and the yellow vests, who are telling him it's urgent that you reopen the country so that we can shut it down again. And we end with a story of defiance. 2 men in the south of France who wanted to go swimming and decided they just couldn't wait several days until the end of the lockdown, so they went disguised as buoys. Police spotted them bobbing around in the water. One of the men got away. The other one had to pay the €135 fine. He told journalists, well, if it brought a smile to people's faces, it was worth every penny.
We all need a smile as well, though. Alison Sargent there. Thanks very much with today's press review.